Hello and welcome back to another video in the LEGO room. Today we're going to be talking about the 6 new leaks for LEGO Harry Potter coming in January of 2025. Yes, we're talking about 2025 already. And 6 sets have already been announced. Starting off with 76441, which is the Hogwarts Dueling Club, and I think this set will mirror the set that I had from the early 2000s, I think 2002, not entirely sure, maybe don't quote me on that, but it was the 4733 Dueling Club set. You got Gilderoy Lockhart, Snape, Draco and Harry, and 158 pieces. I think it'll be a similar kind of build to that set. Now this is where it gets very interesting. 76442 and 76443, we don't actually know which set is going to be which. One will be a Charms class and one will be Hagrid and Harry on Hagrid's bike. One will be 204 pieces and one will be 617 pieces, and one will be $20 and one will be $50. And it's my opinion, which is actually going against the grain of what other people think, is that Hagrid's bike and sidecar will be the set that's actually $20. In my mind, it's two figures. It's a small build. We've seen the Marvel bike builds going for about that price point. You're obviously getting a bigger fig, but that for me seems like the most sort of reasonable way of doing it. And of course the Charms class at $50, which would be about 42 to 45 pounds here in the UK, would kind of mirror that of the Potions class that we saw that goes inside the Great Hall set. That set was 35 pounds here in the UK. It'll probably be slightly bigger than that, and let's be honest, that set was very small, so I think that that's the way around it'll be. A lot of people are sort of on the other side of the fence, and they think that the Hagrid's bike will be much bigger and it'll almost be like a Luke's Land Speeder UCS set, where it kind of, the figures don't kind of look right inside it. For me, with the Ford Angler in the back of my mind and just above in the top corner there, the Hagrid's bike will fall into that kind of price bracket and size. One thing I've been enjoying over the last 2 years was building Diagon Alley slowly with these play scale size shops, and unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because we are getting some Wizarding shops in January of 2025, set number 76444 is some Wizarding shops of Diagon Alley. We don't know which ones yet. A lot of sort of conversation online about what kind of shops we could be getting that we don't already have in this size point. And at 2,750 pieces, I think it'll be 2 or 3 shops, and it's going to come in at a whopping $200 or £170 in the UK. Same kind of conversion price rate that we saw with the Great Hall. Of course, for someone like me who was planning to just buy the £80 set every year for the next couple of years and slowly build my Diagon Alley, that has kind of gone out of the window now, and I'll be looking at whether I pay £170 for these 2 or 3 Diagon Alley shops. 76447 is the Hogwarts Castle Flying Lesson. We've had a similar set to this in the past, but this one's going to come in at $80 US and 651 pieces. Again, the price per piece just ever so slightly sort of being reduced year on year. Obviously Harry Potter is probably not the worst offender of all of the IPs that LEGO have, but we are getting squeezed again ever so slightly on that price per piece. I'd expect to see a new Madam Hooch figure. I'd imagine you'll get Neville in this set, as well as a couple of students, certainly if you're going to be charging $80 for a set like this. 7644 is a set that you have seen a few times before. It's the Lego Night Bus. It's 499 pieces and it's going to be $50, so it could be £42, it could be £45. It just depends on where the exchange rate is at that time at the start of 2025. It'll obviously be pre-decided before then, but I imagine it'll come in at about £42 here in the UK. This is a set that we've seen a few times before, and I imagine this will be quite a refined version of the Night Bus. I did, however, sell my Night Bus a couple of years ago, so I'm probably going to try and pick up a new Night Bus in January. Maybe I'll go and get one of the old ones. I'll have to wait and see what the images look like of this new Night Bus before I make a decision. And finally, the set that most people are getting excited about, it's the 76453 Malfoy Manor Play Scale House 1,601 pieces in this set, and it'll be $150 or £125 here in the UK. And I expect this to have a considerable amount of figures. Whenever you get past that £100 mark, you normally see at least 8 or plus figures with Harry Potter lines. And of course, I will expect to see the Malfoy family, the 3 of them, as well as Bellatrix, potentially Harry, Ron, Hermione. It just depends what the scene is going to be. Will we see some Snatchers? Will we see Greyback? There's potential for loads of different people to be in there. Obviously, we see at the start of Deathly Hallows, and the group of people that we see there at the start is totally different to the people that we see at the end. Could they put a Dobby in there? It might be difficult to do a new Dobby. You might do a new Dobby mould. The potential with this set, who knows what it could be. You'll expect it to be a play scale version of a house. You won't expect it to have a back. Will there be a chandelier in there? You'd imagine there will be. Obviously, a lot of playability with that. Tons of different options, not entirely sure what it looks like. This is just the amount of pieces we've got and the price it is, and the rest is just kind of me piecing it together. I imagine it'll look quite dark and quite grungy. I would hope that they'll put a gate in there and maybe some shrubbery at the front. That's certainly something I would be hoping for. But again, the possibilities with this, who knows what it could be. It's very exciting times. It's very interesting to see all of these sets. And again, we're seeing sets that, in terms of price per piece, the price per piece is being squeezed. We're also seeing sets that aren't that cheap anymore, unfortunately, as well, particularly at the very, very start of 2025. January, of course, time where people normally sort of make sort of cutbacks, or they've just spent up from Christmas. So it'll certainly be interesting to see how these sets perform. I'm sure they'll perform just fine. I think Lego Harry Potter fans are very loyal in that sense, and it'll be really interesting. Is there a particular set that you are particularly excited about from that list? Is there a set that you'll be absolutely grabbing on day one, on New Year's Day, when everybody's still in bed? Will there be a set that you'll be off to the Lego store to grab? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it, and until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful and a nerdy week, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Take care.